Today, I'm going to be ranking all of the complete books in the KOTLC series. This will exclude the point fives because I haven't managed to read the most recent one, and in the other, there isn't much story to rank. Without further ado, I'm going to start on the bottom so then we can end on the best book in my opinion. Unfortunately, one book had to be bottom, and although I love all of the books in this series almost equally, Stella Loon had to be bottom. Most of the other books in this series, in spite of their painful cliffhangers, solved about 90% of the plots, like most books should. And for me, Stella Loon felt like more of a book to bridge the gap between Legacy and the final one. It was far more open-ended than the others, with Where is Bro and the whole LCN thing left completely open-ended. Regardless, I did enjoy the fact that it tied up a lot of plots, like the Valen thing, and answered a lot of fan questions. I absolutely loved that a solid chunk of the book was between Sophie and Ro because they are just brilliant together on the page. Also, we finally got Keith, so I can't hate on this book too much. I guess in comparison to all the others though, the kiss felt a little rushed. I mean, it took Sophie, 7 books of crushing on Fitz before anything happened between them? And Sophie went to Keith in 1.5? I mean, I'm happy for her. The girl deserves it. Overall, I thought this book was the weakest of the series, but also it's leading on to what I predict to be the best book in the entire series, so we love it for that. Now, onto my more petty reasoning that placed Exile penultimate. Let's just get things straight. I love this book. I love how well Alden's guilt is developed, and this is the reason why the book was placed here, Fitz is a total nightmare. For the last time, Fitz, it wasn't Sophie's fault. I get it, what happened was upsetting, but it was Alden's own guilt. And if you can't blame him, blame the council for making him perform the mind-breaking thing in the first place, not Sophie. Also, why are you pushing Sophie aside when she's the only one capable of saving him? Aside from Fitz being a pain, I love this book. We got to meet exuberant, sparkly Alicorn, read about the hexes getting sparkly pooped, and sort of get a setup for Keith. With the added bonus that Sophie got her powers sort of fixed and Alden was alright, it was very good, although Fitz did not deserve to be forgiven so easily, but alas, everything else was good. Legacy is 7th, and the reason it's placed here is exactly the same as last. Fitz, you are awful to Sophie. Not only does she feel forced by you into getting a matchmaking status, but as soon as she's unmatchable, you then pressure her into finding out her parents. She does all this for you, Fitz, getting into a lot of embarrassing situations, and the least you can do is be grateful. But no, she lets Alvar go to help Keith, and you break up with her. I'm sorry, but you're being horribly selfish. After all she's sacrificed for you, and then you turn into Tamlin as soon as your brother's mentioned. Aside from Fitz being his jerky self, the book was brilliant. We got Keith comfort cookies, impromptu visits to Human World, and Sophie and most of her friends getting to become sort of cancery people. From a plot point, Sophie's mother reveal was on point, although I feel so bad for Sophie. She does not deserve this kind of deception. Also, Keith does not deserve his parents. This book is a testament to how great a guy Keith is, because he could have so easily turned vengeful like Finton or Alva, but no, he became the better person, and even after all he'd suffered through, his mum then drowns him in shadow element metals. Poor Keith. Neither Keith nor Sophie deserve what happens in this book, although it was really good to read. Okay, so Lodestar is placed here simply because it is a very inoffensive book. There is nothing making me push it back, but also nothing making me promote it any further than this book. Okay, Keith. Keith, I feel so bad for Keith. And this book gives me more reason to hate Finton. I mean, Sophie gets a new power, the Never Seen are all creepy, and it's a good keeper book. I did really like the ending with the buried secrets the Never Seen unearthed being set up so well for the next book. Like, this book did a lot now I actually think about it. I'm not going to put it any higher, but still very enjoyable to read. Entering the top 5, we have Flashback. Fitz is being a pain about Alvar, but happy shadow thoughts. Okay, so the action happens very early on, and honestly, I like how the attack was used as a trigger point for Sophie, trying to finally hone her abilities. Also, she gets bodyguards! Of course, Flory is my favourite, but we also get the Bo and Ro drama that Keith is at the forefront of. I love it when Sophie actually starts fighting for herself, and once Fitz is whining about Alva, Flory, bless her soul, makes a song for them. I absolutely love Flory. Anyway, the Alvar side switching was so true to his character and made him so nuanced. I love the fact that it was his memories that were the difference between him being a good person and not. Also, Tam just being a complete legend with his shadow fighting. I mean, the Never Seen got what was coming to them. Go Team Sophie! Up next is Everblaze, simply for the plot twist. Sophie was being her first boss self, and King Demeter got exactly what was coming to him. The council were mostly awful, with Alina being a pain above all. Her vanity was gonna torment her someday, and now she's put in a position of power. Unbelievable. I really liked how Sophie's relationship with Adeline and Grady was developing in this one. Havenfield really started to feel like our home in this book, which really felt comforting. Onto the absolute insane plot twist. The foreshadowing for this was crazy, and the whole speech is about hindsight. I mean, the clues were pointing to Brown, but I only figured it out with Sophie. And in the confrontation, we had Grady's protectiveness as well. This was the moment when they became family, with Grady defending Sophie to the end, and Sophie defending him too. I absolutely love this. Into the top 3, we have Never Seen. Now, I love this book because it broke the conventional Foxfire mold that the books were in. It was like Scorpia in Alex Rider, a book where the main character is taken completely out of their normal circumstances, but is a still brilliant book in its own right. I love the treehouse haven that they got to live in, and this book is where the politics of the world really start coming into play. The repeated redacted files and secret alliances with the ogres, also sneaking into the ogre castle and completely destroying their gates, was brilliant. Also, in this book, not only do we get to go to the exile school, but we also get to meet Tam and Lynn, whom I absolutely adore, crazy powerful, and also genuinely decent people, again, in spite of their parents. Calla's sacrifice was painful, but it also had to be done, and Keith's betrayal... Now, let's get on to the second place before I start sobbing. Nightfall comes in second because I just love that we're meeting Sophie's human family again. Admittedly, the circumstances are far from ideal, but I just love Amy. She's matured so much since the last time we saw her, and I love the sibling dynamic between the two of them. Also, the whole way Atlantis is tied into the Forgotten Secret. This book delves deep into the political rift between humans and owls, and I just really love how involved Sophie's human family are. Also, the way it connects the fires in the original to the current story, the interweaving plots are just masterful. Overall, such a brilliant book, deserving of second place. First place had to go to the first book, Keeper of the Lost Cities. It couldn't have been anyone else. It was the book that got me into the rest of the series. It was this book that I picked up after I'd opened all my Christmas presents on Christmas Day and had nothing left to do. And from the chapter 1, I was hooked. This book got me to fall in love with Sophie Foster and her mishaps in Foxfire and her desperation to fit in and be loved in this confusing situation. I cried with Sophie when the adoption went to pieces, and also at the end when she got home safely. Needless to say, this book was the start of a brilliant series and one that I will forever hold dear. Also, this book has Iggy! Please tell me your thoughts on KOTLC in the comments and how you would have ranked them. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe so I can hopefully make more videos like this in the future. Goodbye!